Hi guys, it's Megan with Vigilante Vibes, and today I'm here with another character breakdown, and it is going to be matching the Pride theme of this month. And today I want to focus on Shela Sexton, otherwise known as Escapade. Escapade first appeared in Marvel's Voices Pride #1 in 2022. She's a transgender mutant created by Charlie Jane Anders, Rose Stein, and Ted Brandt. Escapade also appeared in subsequent issues of New Mutants Volume 4, number 31 to 33, and New Mutants Lethal Legion, number 1 through 5. But I will have more comics for you at the end, so stick around. Shela Sexton first found out she had powers in 9th grade at Ransom High when she accidentally swapped places with the principal. She came out as a mutant to her parents, who were totally fine with it. They were cool. But then she came out as transgender, and that's what they had a problem with, not the powers. Her being trans. It's sad, but Escapade can instantly swap places with someone else or trade any physical or even abstract things, like stuff they own, their rank, their skills, their superpowers. But she has to be within about 7 feet of the person to do it. When she switches, she can even swap health, like trading a broken arm for a healed one. But once the swap ends, everything goes back to normal. She can end the swap whenever she wants, but so far she can only keep it going for about a few hours. She found this out when she became the principal of her high school, like I said. The more complicated the swap, the more likely something will go wrong and she will lose control. Gotta think, she's a very young mutant. Besides her powers, Shela's pretty clever and a very, very skilled thief. As Escapade, she rocks a tool belt full of gadgets like goggles with a heads-up display, lockpicks, dice that mess with gravity, a flashlight, tech disrupting glitter bombs. She talks to her tech support, Morgan, and I will get into who Morgan is, through a headset and can fly using repulsor devices in her boots and gloves. Also, she wears a heart-shaped ring that says she, her on it, which is cute. Speaking of Morgan, like I said, I will come back to her. She's very, very big in Escapade's life. Before turning 19, Shela, who's Escapade, moved in with her longtime classmate Morgan Red and Hibbert, a genetically engineered flying turtle. The three of them joined a support group for transgender mutants led by D-Man at the Matt Baker House LGBTQIA+ Youth Center in Queens, New York. Eventually, she became a thief targeting corrupt people and organizations, with Morgan helping her out on the tech side. Even though Shela's a thief, she goes after way bigger fish, stealing from the rich, powerful criminals. That often puts her up against their security, including a tough costume baddie called Skull Crusher. With the New Mutants on her side, she also takes on threats like Sublime and the U-Men, humans who want to steal mutant powers to become physically superior. Back to her bestie. Morgan Red has been Shela's best friend since 5th grade. They bonded over both being trans mutants. After Shela's parents rejected her for coming out as trans, Morgan and her family took her in. The two of them decided to be good supervillains. People who help the others only mess with those who deserve it. So vigilantes, I guess. Maybe. No, never mind. Morgan was the first person to really affirm Shela's gender and help her feel confident. Together, they joined a trans mutant support group and built this sort of chosen family. As they got older, Morgan used his hacking skills to help with their heist, which ranged from labs and expos to banks, and even a bachelorette party. He's super protective of Shela and always pushes her to use her mutant powers. One night, Shela was approached by Destiny, a mutant seer, and Emma Frost, a powerful telepath. They showed her a future where she swaps places with her best friend Morgan, and it ends with Morgan dying. Destiny warned that this was a fixed future unless Shela found a different path. Determined to change things, Shela decided to try. A few weeks later, Shela heard about an onyx needle that could somehow stop that fate. So she sneaked into a helicarrier owned by a tech billionaire and cult leader, Hawthorne Rayan, thinking the needle was there. With Morgan's help hacking the security from afar, she managed to get in. When a guard caught her, she used her gravity device to knock him out, and when killer robots showed up, she tossed rainbow dust to mess with them. But then Skullbuster, the real supervillain, showed up. Morgan told her to use her mutant power, but Shela wanted to fight Skullbuster on her own, dodging attacks to tire her out. That didn't last long, though. Shela got hurt badly and finally swapped places with Skullbuster, trading their situations. Now free, she asked Skullbuster where the needle was, but it had already been sold to someone in Madripoor. She grabbed some other stuff from the helicarrier and made her escape. Just then, Emma Frost showed up in a flying convertible, offering Shela a spot with the X-Men on Krakoa and training for her powers. Shela wasn't having it, though. She called the X-Men a eugenics army and flew off on her repulsor boots. Later, when she got back to Morgan, he was worried and upset she'd gone silent on the comms before the fight. Turns out Shela was really, really hurt, but Morgan helped patch her up. They went to a support group for empowered trans folks where Shela admitted she sometimes shuts down when she's scared, which is fair. Still desperate to stop Morgan's death, Shela met with Emma again, who asked her to swap places with the President of the United States. Shocked and nervous, Shela agreed to train with Emma and told Morgan everything about the future she'd seen. Morgan didn't like the idea of her joining the mutants on Krakoa, but promised she'd always have a home with him. When training on Krakoa, Shela made new friends like Martha, aka Sarabella. They all went to a welcome event in Washington Square Park, NYC, and convinced Morgan to come too. But in the middle of the speech by Wolfsbane, mutant hunters called the U-Men attacked and kidnapped everyone. Shela and Morgan were locked up but started planning an escape. When Sublime took Martha away, Shela swapped places with a U-Man to follow. She found Martha about to be experimented on and begged Shela to kill her so she could come back on Krakoa. She couldn't do it, so instead swapped places with Martha. Just as Sublime was about to start, Shela swapped again and escaped, freeing the others. Eventually, Shela's double swaps wore off, and she ended up back in the cage with Morgan. The rest escaped, but Shela and Morgan got separated and found themselves back where Shela's vision said Morgan would die. Shela jumped from where they were, and as Shela was falling from the building, she couldn't swap places with Morgan in time. Leo Eng stepped in with her telekinesis to stop Shela midair, and Wolfsbane caught her just in time. Everyone got out safely, which proved Destiny's prediction very, very wrong. Later on, after helping the New Mutants rescue some prisoners from the U-Men, Shela teamed up with Sarabella and Gabby to take down Count Nefaria and rob his mansion. Since Nefaria was recruiting for a new version of the Lethal Legion, the trio decided to go undercover as wannabe supervillains. Shela even gave herself the codename Blaster Dame. During the tryouts, Nefaria made everyone fight in the tournament to earn a spot on his team. Shela had to go up against Cyborg and Sweet William and won both matches. So go for her. Go her. Good for her. I matched those two together. That shouldn't have happened. I'm sorry. Things went sideways later when she got drunk at the post-fight dinner and accidentally swapped places with Scout, who was supposed to fight Nefaria next. Luckily, the New Mutants crashed the place at just the right time, and the whole crew, including Morgan, escaped with something called the Weird Engine. While on the run, Shela and Morgan argued about how she'd been distant since moving to Krakoa. The miscommunication got them evicted from their apartment. Shela encouraged Morgan to roll with the changes, but before they could settle things, the Legion showed up and stole the Weird Engine back. Teaming up again, the New Mutants and the Lost Club pulled off another heist, managed to defeat the Legion for good. Back on Krakoa, Shela made amends with Morgan and officially started dating Martha. Later, Shela joined Bishop's response team to help out on Milford after a disaster. She used her powers to swap places with people trapped under debris, helping them get to safety. Shela joined a backup team led by Mirage to stop Selene from becoming a literal goddess. Selene needed Tempo's powers to make it happen, so Shela just swapped places with her and shut the whole thing down. Not long after, Sheila was on a commercial flight when Hydra agents hijacked the plane. She almost got killed trying to save the hostages, but the X-Men saved her just in time. While she was literally falling from the sky, Emma Frost showed up and offered her a spot at Avengers Academy. The new Avengers Academy at that. Around this time, Sheila and Martha broke up, but they stayed close friends because that's what they all say is going to happen. We're still very close. At the academy, Sheila started classes alongside Moon Girl, Captain America, Bloodline, Red Goblin, and Kid Juggernaut. She roomed with Bloodline, and the two became really tight. If you don't know who Bloodline is Blade's daughter. She's a really cool character. Meanwhile, her parents reported her missing to a bunch of East Coast police departments, but Captain Marvel, who runs the academy, made sure Sheila was safe and allowed to stay. Which is crazy that her parents reported her, but they kicked her out for being trans. But okay. With her classmates, Sheila went up against Squid Kid's version of the Sinister Six. Her mission was to rescue Stanley Osborn, Red Goblin's little brother, who had been kidnapped. She convinced his warden, Billy Connors, to help, then swapped places with Stanley to free him, and got rescued herself by Kid Juggernaut. She and Moon Girl also helped a hero named Mysterian leak all the shady info Squid Kid has stolen. That ruined Squid Kid's big plans and led to a Sinister Six breakup. During a field trip to Van Dyne Designs, the students of Avengers Academy had their costumes reviewed. Janet Van Dyne didn't change much about Sheila's outfit. She actually really liked Jumbo Carnation's original design, but she did upgrade Sheila's tech. She added repulsors, tractor beams, and a port in her gloves for launching nano glitter bombs. Sheila also asked for a first date outfit because she was finally planning to ask Brielle out. Brielle is Bloodline. Janet gifted her a yellow dress just for the occasion. Encouraged by Martha and Morgan, Sheila went out on a date. Things were going well until they kissed, and Brielle seemed to flinch. Panicking, Sheila ran off. Back at the academy, she was crying in bed when she suddenly was ambushed by Emplate. He pulled her into the same creepy dimension he was trapped in, forced her to wear one of his former victims' dresses, and made her sit through a weird dinner. He ended up stealing her powers, which let him escape back to the real world. Once out, Emplate started taking over the rest of the team. Just as Brielle was about to stake him, he pulled a fast one and swapped places with her, and then stabbed her with the stake instead. Sheila, even weakened, managed to swap places with her injured teammates and absorb their wounds herself. The strain caused her to pass out. Reed Richards later looked after her and said that she'd recover in time. He also noted something interesting. Sheila might not just be able to swap with people near her physically, but also those she's emotionally close to. So, that is Escapade, Shela Sexton. She's a very fun character. She's a young character that I think should get more attention. She's dealing with a lot of things that people in LGBTQ plus communities are dealing with. So I think representation of her is very much needed. But whatever. She's a cool character. I think you guys really dig her. But like always, I have some comics for you to get to know Escapade even better. Starting with Marvel Voices Pride number 1, Marvel Voices Infinity Comic number 97. You can start with New Mutants number 31, New Mutants Lethal Legion number 1 through 5, Marvel Voices X-Men, and Avengers Academy Marvel Voices Infinity Comics. So, I hope you enjoyed this breakdown. I hope you got to know Escapade a little better. And I hope you have a great Pride Month. Have a marvelous day.